Often we are led to believe that talent is the key to success. We see the virtuosos, the prodigies, the naturally gifted, and we assume that their success was inevitable, a birthright written in the stars. But this notion, my friends, is a myth. A myth as old as time, perpetuated by our fascination with the idea of inborn talent. But let me tell you, talent is not the master key that opens all doors to success. Talent, while a wonderful asset, is merely the spark. It's the initial flicker that can ignite the flame, but without the fuel of consistent practice, that spark quickly fades. Talent is the starting point, the first step, but it is not the journey nor the destination. Consider this, even the most gifted musicians don't wake up one day playing concertos flawlessly. They spend countless hours, days, weeks, and years practicing scales, arpeggios, and compositions, honing their craft one note at a time. Similarly, the greatest athletes don't just step onto the field and become stars overnight. They drill, they sweat, they push themselves beyond their limits day in and day out to become the best versions of themselves. So, what's the secret sauce? It's not just talent, it's the marriage of talent and tenacity, the union of gift and grit. It's the relentless pursuit of improvement, the unwavering commitment to practice, and the uncompromising dedication to the craft. Success, my friends, isn't a sprint. It's a marathon, a long and arduous journey filled with ups and downs, triumphs and failures. But with each step, with each stumble, with each fall, we learn, we grow, we evolve. And it's this evolution, this transformation from a novice to a master that is the true testament of success. So next time you look at someone successful and think, they were born to do this, remember, they weren't born to do it. They were made to do it. They practiced, they persisted, they persevered. Talent might start the journey, but it's the relentless practice that drives us to the destination. Consider the case of a musician. Imagine a young individual with no particular knack for melody, rhythm, or pitch. Yet, there's a spark, a dream to create music that would touch the souls of many. He picks up the guitar, and it feels foreign. The strings harsh against his fingertips. The chords a confusing puzzle. His first attempts at playing a tune are, let's be honest, not quite the symphony he had envisioned. Yet he doesn't drop the instrument and declare himself untalented. No, he embraces the challenge. Day after day he sits with his guitar, practicing. His fingers ache, his progress seems slow, almost non-existent. But he persists. He listens, he learns, he tries, and he fails. But he never stops trying. Each day he's a little bit better than he was the day before. Weeks turn into months, months into years. The harsh strings now feel like extensions of his own fingers. The chords an intimate language that he speaks fluently. His tunes, once a cacophony, now flow like a gentle river, touching hearts, stirring emotions. This wasn't a journey of overnight success. It was a journey of countless hours, unyielding dedication, and immense patience. It was a journey of falling and rising, of failing and learning. It was a journey lit by the flame of passion and fueled by the power of practice. Now picture this musician on a stage, under the bright lights, his music filling the air, touching every heart in the audience. He stands there, not because he was born a prodigy, but because he chose to be persistent, because he embraced the struggle, the monotony, the failures, and the small victories. He stands there, a testament to the transformative power of practice. In music, as in life, it's the consistent practice that orchestrates success. The road may be long and it may be tough, but it's a road worth traveling. It's a journey that takes you from where you are to where you aspire to be. It's a journey that turns dreams into reality and ordinary into extraordinary. Now let's delve into the world of sports. Imagine an athlete, someone who wasn't born with a natural agility or strength. Picture a young man who, at a glance, seemed more suited for the library than the football field. Yet he had a dream, a vision of himself, not in the quiet stacks of books, but under the bright lights of a stadium, the roar of the crowd in his ears. He wasn't the fastest nor the strongest, but he was determined. He understood that talent is a starting point, but it's not the finish line. His heart was set on becoming a champion, and he knew that this wouldn't come gift-wrapped with his DNA. It was a goal that he would have to chase, to earn, to sweat for, every single day. Every morning before the sun had even peeked over the horizon, you could find him on the field. He would be there, running drills, lifting weights, pushing his body to its limits, and then pushing some more. He would practice in the rain, in the snow, under the scorching sun. There were no off days, no excuses, no shortcuts. This was not a journey of weeks or months, but years, Years filled with blisters and bruises, with exhaustion and frustration. There were days he wanted to give up, days when the dream seemed too distant, too impossible. But each time he picked himself up, dusted himself off, and got back to work. And then, one day, it happened. His name was announced over the loudspeakers, and he stepped onto the podium, a champion. His hands, once rough with calluses from countless hours of training, now held the trophy he had dreamed of for so long. The crowd roared, but all he could hear was the sweet silence of fulfilled dreams. So remember his story. It tells us that talent may give you a head start, but it's the relentless practice, the unwavering determination that takes you to the finish line. In sports, the path from the bench to the podium is paved with practice. Even in the world of science, practice holds the key. Consider the story of Dr. Jane Hartfield, a renowned physicist. As a child, she wasn't a prodigy. Her grades were far from exceptional. She didn't win any science fairs or competitions, yet she had an insatiable curiosity and an unyielding determination to explore the mysteries of the universe. Jane's journey wasn't smooth. She stumbled, faltered, and failed. Her first few experiments during her doctoral studies were met with disappointment, their results far from her expectations. But she didn't give in to despair. She didn't let failure dissuade her. Instead, she took each setback as a lesson, an opportunity to refine her hypotheses, to reevaluate her methods, and to try again. Day after day, night after night, Jane was in the lab, meticulously carrying out experiments. She would often be the first to arrive and the last to leave. She was relentless in her quest for knowledge, her pursuit of discovery. She didn't just work hard, she worked smart, constantly learning, adjusting, and improving. And then, one day, it happened. After countless trials and numerous revisions, Jane made a breakthrough. She discovered a new property of quantum particles, a finding that would revolutionize the field of quantum physics. Her discovery wasn't a stroke of luck or a gift of genius. It was the result of consistent effort, unyielding perseverance, and countless hours of practice. Jane's story is a testament to the power of practice in the realm of science. It underscores that science isn't just about brilliant ideas or flashes of insight. It's about the painstaking process of experimentation, the rigorous testing of hypotheses, the relentless pursuit of truth. It's about the courage to fail, the resilience to bounce back, and the determination to keep going. In science, the route from hypothesis to discovery is a journey of consistent experimentation. Like in music, sports, and arts, it's not just about talent. It's about practice. It's about the commitment to improve, to learn, to grow every single day. So, what do these stories teach us? Well, they show us that the journey to mastery is not a straight line, nor is it a sprint. It's a marathon, a step-by-step process that demands perseverance, patience, and most importantly, practice. Each story, whether it's about a musician, an athlete, or a scientist, underscores one universal truth. Success is not born out of thin air, but rather, it's the fruit of consistent effort and unwavering dedication. Think about it. The musician didn't wake up one day playing symphonies flawlessly. It took countless hours of practice, of hitting wrong notes and then correcting them, of tuning their instrument and their craft until they could create harmony. The athlete didn't just step onto the field and start breaking records. They trained, they sweat, they pushed their limits day in and day out until they could run faster, jump higher, and perform better. And the scientists didn't just stumble upon a groundbreaking discovery. They conducted experiment after experiment, faced failure after failure, until they finally found the answer they were looking for. This is the power of practice. It's the magic that transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, the novice into the expert, the dreamer into the achiever. Practice is the bridge that connects potential to performance, aspiration to accomplishment. It's the tool that sharpens raw talent into refined skill. It's the key that unlocks the door to success. So, let's debunk the myth of inborn talent once and for all. Sure, talent can give you a head start, but it's practice that will take you to the finish line. Remember, every master was once a beginner. Every pro was once an amateur. And they all started where they were, used what they had, and did what they could, until one day they became what they aspired to be. The secret to mastering any skill lies not in being born with talent, but in the power of practice. Commit to your goals, practice diligently every single day, and watch how ordinary turns into extraordinary.